Hello guys, this is Movie Lover and welcome to this Movie Lover world. A hunter living in a hill falls a bit lonely and he buy a wife for himself. He lived in very extreme conditions, so will both of them be able to survive? Here the troubles to come were very different. Hello friends, today I'm going to explain a Spanish drama movie, The Skin of the Wolf. The movie starts and we see Martina, the main character of the movie, in a very remote mountain. He hunts deer to get alive. His actual job is to hunt the wolf, removing its skin and selling it. It is very cold in the mountain and it is very difficult to survive there. All the people of the village where he lived went somewhere else because of the cold. He has also kept the sheep for himself. He also takes care of them. He heats the water and cooks his own food. After hunting all day, he works on skin of the wolf at night. In the same way, his whole winter has passed alone. Finally, taking wolf's skin, he became ready to go to the village. The road was very long and has a lot of difficulties. He had to spend a night in the cave. He finally came to the village, and the bartender of the village welcomed him. The businessman whom Martin and was about to sell wolf skin came there. This time Martin increased his price. He says there were 2 female wolf among these. They were pregnant and next year I will get less wolf. Because of this the supply will be less and he charges more. The businessman agrees and he buys it. In the night the bartender asked Martin, "And what happened to your dog?" Martinian says that along with the dog all the sheeps were killed by wolf. He does not want to have a new dog again because it will take him a lot of time to train. The bartender said, "Why don't you get married?" Martin and says that it will be very difficult for a girl to live there. Anyway, it is very difficult to control the women. The bartender said that you can have a child. You work so hard in the mountain, you can give it to your children. If you do not have a son, then after you everyone will destroy your property. Martin and said he would set everything on fire before all this happened. Now he made traps for the wolves in the village. He comes to meet a girl in the village. She was a widow. She also had her physical needs, so both of them get intimate without saying anything to each other. Their relationship was going on for a long time. After that Martin and went to his mountain. He continues his work, but he fought on the matter of bartender about wife. He came back to the village after getting ready. The name of the girl he had intimate with is Pasquala. Her father's name is Marshall. He offered him some money and wolf skin in exchange for Pasquala. Marshall sells her daughter Martin and brings Pasquala with him to the mountain. She started helping him in his work. He gets intimate with her and continues his work. Pasquala's health has deteriorated a bit. One day she told that she is pregnant. Martin and starts making baby cot. Pasquala says, "Don't you feel like going somewhere from here?" Martin said, "I am fine here." Pasquala says, "You are alone here. What will you do if something happens to you here?" Martina said that you learn to survive here. You will also get used to all this, and now I am not alone. You are with me. One day he now went to hunt the wolf, and when he comes back Pasquala had fallen on the ground. She has become very weak due to her pregnancy and illness. Martin takes very good care of her, but Pasquala is in a lot of trouble. This leads to the death of both the baby and the Pasquala. He break the baby cut he had made for the baby. He had made grave for Pasquala and a son. In anger he starts breaking all the grave around. He tied her body and just like that he brought it to Pasquale's father. He says to Marshall, "You already knew she was sick and pregnant, but still you sent her with me." Marshall said that she is a widow and if she was pregnant, then the people of the village would have ruined us. Martin tells him that what will you say to the people now that I killed her? Marshall says that no one will know. I thought that when Pasquala has a baby you will feel that it is your baby and all the problem will be solved. Martina says that your daughter loved you more. She came with me only because of you. You never thought anything about her. He was furious and wanted back whatever money he had given to Marshall for Pasquala. He is going to come in the next winter to get his money. He went back to the mountain. He burned all the clothes of Pasquala. Here he continues his work, after which he came back to Marshall. Marshall was afraid of him. He entered inside the house. Martin comes in and he shows her his other daughter. He says that if you marry her she is ready to come with you. He checked her and saw if she was sick, and after that he accepts her. They got married the next day. The name of this girl was Adela. Her father tells Adela that now you are of Martin. Now you cannot run away from him. If you try to run away he will come back and kill all of us. He give her leaves of the poisonous plant and says that if it very difficult to survive then she can commit suicide with these leaves. After this those people leave for the mountain. This journey is very difficult for Adela and Martin and takes care of her. To avoid Adela have much trouble, he carried all her belongings. One night he became intimate with Adela, very forceful. Adela tried to adjust to the routine. Martinez was going to village for a few days. Adela says, if you have a talk with my mother and father, then tell them I am fine here. Martin said, you will learn to live here. It's hard to adjust everything, but it's not too difficult. While leaving he went saying that take care of yourself. Now she is very afraid to sleep alone at night. One day she was roaming around alone and there he saw Pascula and her son's grave. He did not know that Pascula also had a son. She gets very angry because of this. Martin and came back. Adela's mother had sent her a gift. It had the same poisonous leaves in it for 1-2 days. Adela does not ask Martin and she was busy with her work, but she said there is also a small grave. Did you have a son? To Martin and said that he is just a hole in the ground. It has no meaning. Adela gets upset from there. Martin and said that your father sent your sister like this. She was sick and pregnant and because of this she died. Adela doesn't believe in this and she hates Martina a lot. She cried a lot. One day she noticed her belly is coming out and she is pregnant. This annoys her a lot and she wanted to hide this from Martina, but he sees this. She feels very weak due to her pregnancy, so Martinez does not make her do anything. Martin and try to take care of her. Adele began to think that Martinez had killed Pascula and because of this she hate him even more. She didn't like being with him when he was at work. He took out mother's poisons plant and mixed it with tea leaves every day after eating food. When Martina used to take tea, she used to mix it Martin and started getting a little weak in daily work. He also starts making baby cot for this new baby. Adele gives this poisonous tea to Martin and every day he feels so weak that he no longer comes close to Adela. One day when Martin goes out to hunt, Adela tries to run away to catch the wolf. Martin had laid traps all over the mountain. Adela got injured after falling into a trap. She tries a lot to get out of it, but she becomes unconscious. When Martin and could not find him, he became very tense. After searching everywhere, he finally finds her. She was still breathing, but her condition was very bad. He gave her heat and took good care of her. This incident led to Adela's miscarriage. After taking good care, Adela got a little better. Martin understood that she no longer wanted to be with him. He tells her that it is going to get more cold here. If you want to go, then you can go. Adela cried a lot, but now she was finally free. The next day Martin and woke up and was alone. Adela was gone. He was making tea for himself. Then he suspects that there might be something in this tea. He checked all the tea packs and he found that poison plant. He woke up to understand what Adela had done to him. He sits down with a baby cot he had made for his future baby. He feels very bad. His condition had started getting worse. If he dies, then no one will be able to take care of their sheep, which he has taken care of. They will also die. That's why he makes them free too. Finally he has to cry for everything he died in. That winter Martin had lived his entire life like a wild man. He did not know how to express his love. He could not explain things properly and could not express his love to Adela. Adela was also forcibly sold by her father. She considered Martin responsible for the death of Pascula and her baby, and that is why she killed him. And with this dark ending, the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Movie Lover will meet you again with new story. Till take care.